Late night TV is languishing. It's at the edge of collapse. Yet Bill Maher, one of the people who has been part of late night for a very long time, is taking swipes, taking swings at Colbert and Kimmel for bringing MSNBC and CNN to late night network TV. What's he talking about? Well, folks, we'll give you all the details you need to know and why Bill Maher is running victory laps around the legacy dinosaur media. Hello, friends. Hello, families. Hello, ladies and gentlemen across the fruited plains of YouTube and wherever you might be joining us from, whether it's GeoCities, ICQ. Folks, I see you, and we appreciate you being here. It's good to have you back again. If you get that reference, drop a comment down below and let us know. Did you ever use ICQ? And are you still watching Bill Maher? We'd love to know. Click the like button. Here we go. Panel of excellence. Video of greatness on the way. Bill Maher is mocking Colbert, Stewart, and Jimmy Kimmel for becoming MSNBC. Even as they win their little trophies at the Emmys, their shows are going away, and Bill Maher has found a way to stay relevant. And now he's mockifying those who are exiting out the door. Stage left, of course. This is out of the Daily Beast. Ebony Boykin Patterson is the author here. It says, Bill Maher hits Colbert, Stewart, Kimmel for parroting MSNBC. Is it still that? Is it MS now? I can't keep up with it. Says the ultra-opinionated late-night host misses the old days with Letterman, Leno, and Carson. Never told you their politics. Here's what Bill Maher had to say briefly, and then we'll read the article.
That's part of our problem, is that everybody makes their decisions based on the politics of the art and not the art itself.
That was recent, though, right? I mean, I would say that was not a thing before.
Correct.
Politics were always corrupt.
Correct. Well, no, people used to judge the art for the art itself, and the politics was sort of secondary, and now it's the reverse.
All right, let's see what he has to say. It says, Bill Maher has some of the strongest political opinions on late-night television, but he's sick of hearing everyone else's. On the latest episode of his podcast, Club Random, Maher told his guest, the Soprano star Drea de Matteo, that Stephen Colbert, Jon Stewart, John Oliver, and Jimmy Kimmel very predictably parrot whatever MSNBC was saying on their shows as he praised the good old days when Letterman, Leno, Carson, they never told you their politics. Now, the Daily Beast has pulled a switcheroo on us, and since we had this queued up, has made it be behind a paywall, but we'll play a little bit more of what Bill Maher had to say and then conversify about it, because I got to say, I think that if these late night hosts had listened to what he has to say now, they'd still be on the air and they would not be on their farewell tours already. Here's more of Bill Maher.
Yeah.
That certainly has happened in my business. When I started way back with Politically Incorrect, everybody said, you can't do a show where you give your opinions as a talk show host. You alienate half the crowd. I was like, you know what? I believe the crowd can take it, and they could. But in those days, like Letterman, Leno, Carson, they never told you their politics. Now we moved into an era, Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart and John Oliver. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that Kimmel, the most important thing was to signal to the audience what your politics are.
Well, pause there. And I want to say, Marvin, I want to be so successful one day that I can spend at least half my brain power figuring out the hairs on my arm and straighten them up. That would be, when I don't have to worry about even like looking at my guest. Bill Maher has achieved some sort of status that I don't even understand. But Marvin, what he says is something we need to take seriously. And that is that the late night hosts basically gave away their chance to stay on the air by going so full bore into politics. What do you think is going to be the reaction to Bill Maher? Do you think that he's going to get reverse slammed by those guys too? Or is he so truthful at this point that they just have to leave it alone?
The leftist machine at this point despises Bill Maher, who for years was one of their great champions, because Bill Maher is now considered a centrist. And Bill Maher will be the first person to tell you that his stances on things have never changed. It's just that the line shifted to where when he was in deep blue territory, now he is in solid royal purple. But yeah, no, they're going to come at Bill Maher over this because they come at him every time that he expresses an opinion like this that goes against the message that they're trying to send. They came at him like a wrecking ball when he had dinner at the White House. They come at him all the time whenever he criticizes the woke revolution. So I think you're going to see some pushback from them against Bill Maher about this. But the difference here is Bill Maher is on HBO, just like Greg Gutfeld is on Fox News. They make no bones about the fact that from their inception, these are political shows. Shows like The Tonight Show and The Late Show are on network television, which is supposed to command a larger audience, and it is supposed to be a more broad, a far more broad range of topics and opinions. So it's harder. You can't really compare Bill Maher or Greg Gutfeld to, Colbert, Kimmel, Fallon, and to a far lesser extent, Seth Meyers.
Right. Jonas, your thoughts on Bill Maher and I guess the fact that he's still relevant. I mean, it's amazing to me that Bill Maher has managed to moderate himself. He was sort of the last person I could have imagined this happening to, but he moved to the center and he's still on TV. And these other guys, the Man Show guy, the guy who was dressed as Karl Malone back when he thought that was okay, Jimmy Kimmel probably going away with Stephen Colbert, and they get little trophies as they go out the door.
I'm going to say I don't think he really moved to the center. I think the center moved, and he was still sitting in the same spot. It's also kind of interesting listening to Bill Maher talk about this stuff. I don't want to say that we were the first. That's not what I'm saying, but it does kind of sound like he was on this show or listening to this show. With the comments that he made there. Obviously, probably doesn't keep it as PG as we do here. It's funny to say he's not as advertiser friendly, except he's definitely able to take on lots of advertisers in his spot. I think that Bill Maher is standing the test of time because he's willing to have the conversation in all cases here. He doesn't sit there and say, I'm never talking to a person. He does stand close enough to the middle that he can get a right-wing person on there. And he still, for now, is getting left-wing people on there. So I think he's probably has staying power just for that fact.
And they haven't gone so far as to boycott him on the left. Like, he's still getting guests. You're right. And that's amazing to me, because usually what they do is they avalanche someone, right? They cancel you and they say, no, they've been thrown out in the cold, banished they are, never shall you return to their show.
With Bill Maher, he's never been afraid to have conservative voices on his show and have a respectful debate with them. If Kevin Apollo were here, the first thing he always says about Bill Maher is one of Bill Maher's best friends is Ann Coulter. Bill Maher is more than willing to reach across the aisle and have conversations and understand that political differences don't have to be these massive ideological gaps. That's why I think that he's more I think he's more marketable now and relevant now than he has been in years, because he's the only one doing this.
So let's do that, Marvin. Instead of The View, let's have a show where Bill Maher sits in the middle and you've got Ann Coulter on one side and Rosie O'Donnell on the other, and let's see who survives. That sounds fascinating.
I'd watch the heck out of that show. Ann Coulter would do it too. Rosie O'Donnell would not.
The ideological version of Jerry Springer, I believe. Well, that's what's going on right now, and late night is dying. I know that they're celebrating themselves right now, but what else are they going to do, right? They self-sacrificed and self-canceled themselves by driving their ratings so low on politics, and they're congratulating. They're getting their little Emmys. They're paying for their billboards, but they're going to be like Rachel Zegler. They're going to be like Amanda Stenberg. In 2 years, you're going to ask a young person, what do you think about Stephen Colbert? And they're going to say, who's that? We already may be in that situation, but they're definitely going to say that pretty darn soon, because these guys are going to go over to the new media. They're going to try to survive there in a land of meritocracy, and they're going to find out they don't have the gas to do it. They don't have the ability to interact with their audience. They can't stand up under scrutiny. And if they don't have a team of 40 riders and people dancing as little medical devices, they have no way of surviving. They're done. It's over. They don't stand up on their own. They're prepackaged mush meant to gush over politics du jour. Jonas, final thoughts on this one. Wrap us up out of here with Bill Maher and where we are with late night TV as he mocks them into non-existence.
Well, I think the only step here for Bill Maher, first of all, keep doing what you're doing. He kind of has a podcastish format, and that seems to be all the rage these days. It would be interesting if he could get a Jimmy Kimmel or a Stephen Colbert on the show to have a reality-based discussion, which is really the thing. He's one of the few people out there that I would consider, he's left of me. How about that? Left-leaning people that is willing to have a reality-based discussion instead of a what do we want the virtues to be discussion. It's something that people are craving. They want truth. They want someone who is willing to say the things that maybe they're not allowed to say at their daily work, at their Fortune 500 company, or whatever it is. I think that Bill Maher will have an audience for as long as he keeps doing what he's doing.
There you go. Folks, we'll keep doing what we're doing, and that is covering this collapse in late night and those who survived. Jimmy Fallon, likely to do so. Bill Maher, definitely so. Greg Gutfeld, yes. It's not the end of late night. It's the end of the buffoons who destroyed their late night shows. And it is time to put a bow on it for this one, folks. Is a gift to everybody who wants to know exactly what's going on in the entertainment industry. And we are so joyful that you were there to receive it. We hope that you had a great time. An attitude of gratitude on this channel every single time you decide to spend time with us. As we get ready to say goodbye, we only ask a few simple things. Click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. And folks, as you get ready to head out that door, do you have a place on social media that you love to share this sort of thing? Hey, you can make this YouTube video sing by putting it out there for your friends, your family, and for those weirdos who just won't leave you alone. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah!
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up. 3 days of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.